mind control is a very serious topic, but there's one that is absolutely a paradoxical situation of strange proportions that to this day I don't quite understand how people cannot see through it. And that is this. In the old disclosure, it was like this. There's subliminal symbols all over the place that are supposed to make you think of something that you may want. And there's associative psychology words that made you, that sometimes they would grab in the porno plays to make you enticed to the symbol and the association. And of course, you could not disclose or speak of this because these symbols spoke to the deep subconscious mind, and you likely were not fully registered in the cerebral cortex where apparently most of humanity resides. Mm, However, after you've purchased said products that were supposed to help you awaken more and have more control in your life, you still couldn't talk about it even though you're awakened, and you began to notice that some of these things may have been bothersome to you if they played over and over and over, even after you watched or read said products. So, this is where we're asking about what exactly the mind control was, because if it's to stay in the cerebral cortex, then why are you selling products or services uh, that are not permitting? And it wasn't mine because mine were suppressed so they couldn't sell because I complained about this stuff. And before I complained, they had other reasons that they wouldn't let my work sell. They said it was too advanced and everybody else had to sell first. That was the excuse of the week. Anyway, so basically, after they've consumed the said products and they were still uh, in, spoken to as if they were cerebral cortex based people who wouldn't register the subliminal symbols, so therefore they wouldn't likely disclose anything. But yet, some were bothered and wanted to, and then some were threatened doing it, is why we want disclosure of it. Because you cannot sell it, promise that they'll become more awakened, enlightened, or better dealing with their lives, or whatever the slogan is. Uh, Even New Agers use this mass awakening term. I use it in Blue Matrix, but I'm not front with people. You can talk, even if you don't like me, you can talk. And now you know, you see. So, what are we doing with subliminal symbols that we see have brought us, and the associative psychology was part of that's brought us there? And we notice we want off it. Yet we can't talk about it. That's where we can talk about it. That is why we have disclosure. Problems with ETs, and they reiterated again. If you have any problem with anything, just contact people, you know, and don't complain to other people behind their back, especially if it's some sort of manipulation because you don't like disclosure, even though it's voted for. So, what I would say is you cannot be on the market and do this, or you're in a conflict of interest to your buyers who have a right to blab. You know, if you have, think about this, if you have an extraterrestrial book that is all about abductions and weird mind control experiments, and then you have some sort of association there for people to find it subliminally and have a porno playing for them to be enticed to buy it, they have every right to talk about it if they found out what you did and they didn't find the book that great and were pissed off that they, were egged on to purchase it or whatever it is. You can't threaten them or shut them up because then you are trying to control the mind back into an area where they're awakening out of. And that's called massive corruption of the public uh, business population who is doing it. Okay, it means there's corruption there. So this is where you have to be careful of mind control that is pure stupidity.